Donna started her 7-step journey in February 2021 and completed it in May 2025. As Donna explains, in 2013, I let the TV cameras into my home. I saw an advert in a local newspaper and I thought it was a magic wand. It turned out to be a huge mistake. I already knew about Clare and clutter clearing, but like everyone, I wanted a quick fix. The TV researchers were so convincing, and it sounded so simple. They'd come in, empty my home into a nearby warehouse, film me going through my things with the help of the presenter, film me sharing my story, redecorate my house, and then film my reaction. My greatest fear was that they'd be throwing things out without my knowledge or permission, but they kept reassuring me that I would be in control of the decision-making. They'd respect my clutter, and if I didn't manage to go through everything in the 3 weeks of filming, they'd put any remaining clutter in a storage unit nearby and pay for it for up to 6 months. I called Clare and asked her what she thought. I was surprised to find that the production company had already contacted Clare, looking for one of her clients to use. Clare always refuses to help. Now I know why. Of course, Clare's advice was not to do it, but I didn't listen. I'd already signed the contract, so I couldn't change my mind anyway. Clare was really kind. She didn't criticize me. She just told me what would probably happen so that I didn't expect too much. And of course, her prediction was right. When I opened the door on the first day, my anxiety immediately went through the roof. There must have been 10 or more people on my doorstep and driveway, plus 2 skips, dumpsters. And although it was nice to see the presenter, those behind her just wanted to get inside to work out how and where to film. They walked all over my clutter and moved it. I felt worse than when I had workmen in to do emergency work. I believed that having my clutter moved into a warehouse would be a good thing because it would finally mean I had a clutter-free house fast. Yet when I stood there in an empty house, it felt awful. I felt vulnerable, exposed, and violated. At the warehouse, it felt as if my life was spread out in front of me, and it was totally overwhelming. By the end of the filming, I hadn't let go of much. I couldn't because of the anxiety, frustration, and overwhelm. They wanted to film for 12 hours a day. The worst thing is that when they did the after filming in my house, it only looked clear because all my clutter was in the warehouse. Nothing had really been cleared. As promised, they paid for the storage unit for 6 months, but because I was so traumatized by the experience, I couldn't face going there to try to deal with it. When the 6 months was up, I had to start paying for it. I couldn't bring the clutter home because over those 6 months, clutter had grown back in the house, just as Clare predicted. It wasn't until nearly 10 years later, the second year of the pandemic, when my daughter went off to university, that I had the courage to come back to Clare and finally start my journey. This was my chance to prove to my daughter that I could deal with it once and for all. I didn't tell her I was on my journey. I didn't want to disappoint her again, but by the end of 2022, when she came to visit, she started to notice the clear areas and rooms and the fact that they were staying clear. I could see in her face she was wondering where I'd hidden it, because that's what I had always done in the past. I wish I had taken Clare's advice all those years ago and not allowed the TV programme in. I wish I had started my journey back then. I will now always be known as the hoarder on TV. Moving will be a fresh start and a new identity. I find it ironic that a TV team tried to help me and it didn't work, yet Clare never stepped a foot inside my home, and that did work. My advice to anyone thinking about starting their journey would be that there is no magic wand and that can do this for you, and there is no fast track to your clutter-free best life. You have to put in the time, make the effort, and sit with the discomfort. But gosh, the journey really is life-changing and worth it. You can clear your clutter forever, or you can clear your clutter fast, but you can't clear your clutter forever fast. If you're ready to start your 7-step journey so that you can clear your clutter forever, just like I did 25 years ago, click on the link with this video to find out how I can help you.